Hey everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. Now I'm excited about today's video. I am going to be doing a pass-through project, but we are also engraving. So this is a fun sign that I made for some friends who just closed on their first home. And so I used this design in Silhouette Studio, set up the file, and then we engraved it with Glowforge. Now if you market towards realtors, this is a great thing to offer. It was super easy to make. And you can even speed up your process by cutting out the letters instead of engraving. But I wanted to be able to show you how you can cut and engrave with the pass-through feature. So if you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. And if you're watching this and you're ready to get a Glowforge of your own, you can check out this link to save up to $500 on a new machine. Alright guys, so like some of my other videos, I'm going to bring you into the process a little bit after I started going. So I just want to give you an idea of how I choose my designs. So I'm zooming out, and you can see I have all of these keys that I tested. You can see here's a picture of a key that I traced, you know, that sort of thing. And so I landed on a key design I already had. So if you look over here, this is the same key that I did in a video last year at Christmas time for a first Christmas in our new home video. So you'll find that linked. I'll link it in the description. There'll be a card that comes up where I'll show you as well. But I just took it and I rotated it. So I'm borrowing from a couple videos actually. So if you look right here, this is the home sweet home design that I did for a charcuterie board earlier this year. Now I wanted the same look, but I was kind of going back and forth on how I wanted it to be. So if you look over here to the side, you can see I did a similar thing, but I switched up my fonts. So this is the same font that I always use. This is Barlow Condensed. This font right here is called Almonade, like lemonade, but from Al. But I wanted something thicker for this sign, so I chose this font right here called Florania. So I went through and I decided that this is how I want it to be. I want it to be the Coder Castle, their last name is Coder. I have my Barlow Condensed here, and I replicated that design but with the different font. And so right here, you'll see that I did an offset and subtracted, but for the sake of this design, I actually welded it. So over here, you can see here's my final sign. Oops. I'm just hitting Control Z to go back. Here's my final sign. We have it right here. I have welded all of it. So when you have a script, you have those overlapping lines, you want to weld it. Now, when you're doing this with pass-through, doing this with cutouts and gluing on top would be the fastest, but for this particular design, I actually want to engrave it all. So I know it's going to take a little bit longer, but that's what I'm choosing to do. So I'm going to grab all of this right here, right click and group. So you can see this is set to be about 30 inches wide and 16 inches tall. I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. I'm going to do it more, oops, hit Control Z. I did not have my ratio locked. So make sure you have that key there. So this is, you know, a little more than 2 feet wide. I'd love for both of them to hold it, but we're all set there. So in order to make sure that we're getting different functions when we cut and engrave, we want to make sure I'm ungrouping again. We want to make sure each one of these has a different line color. That's how they come in as different functions. So I'm going to grab all of my engraved pieces. I'm holding down Shift and clicking on them. And I'm going to change my line color to brown just to match it. And then here's my little key back. I'm going to change my line color to the same color. You can choose a contrasting one just to be safe, but hey, this is what we're going with. So I'm going to grab my entire design, go to File, Save Selection, save it to hard drive, and you'll choose SVG as your option. So I will see you in a couple minutes as I get set up with my Glowforge and in the software. Now my design is open in the Glowforge software. You'll see that it came in horizontally the normal way. I need to turn this for pass-through, so I highlighted the whole thing, and I'm using that arrow to turn. I held down Shift to help it turn at 45-degree increments. And so now we place it with the bottom of the design, or the left side of the design at the bottom. So you can see I just refreshed my bed image. I put in a new piece of wood, so I want it to kind of process. And now I'm choosing my cut and engrave settings. So you'll see over here on the left, engrave is on the top, so it's going to engrave and then cut. And I'm borrowing some settings I programmed in. I'm doing my engrave at 1000 speed, 45 power, and then cutting at 170 speed, full power. This isn't birch, it's a similar wood that I can't quite remember what kind it was. I mentioned at the end of the video, I don't super love it, but it did work for this purpose. So you can see I'm just scrolling up and down to make sure my entire design is not going past the sides of my wood. You'll see that I just took it forward and now the color is turned on. That gray area on the side is your safe cutting area. And so you can just see I'm setting my focus one more time. Now, if you are going in and you haven't done Pro Pass-Through yet, those 3 dots that you see me click to set the focus, you do want to hit those and choose Pro Pass-Through. So if you go in and you don't see this little dotted line and it's not set up similar to this, then you may not have Pro Pass-Through turned on. So you want to make sure you're turning it on. Alright, so you can see the focusing is done. It says ready in the top corner. I'm going to highlight my design and nudge it down until it's just at the edge of that safe cutting area. So you can see I'm trying to maximize my space right here. And now I can hit print. So this is going to process. Now this is going to be a little bit of a longer design because we are cutting and engraving. So you can see it's taking a little bit more time to figure out how long it's going to be. It's basically figuring out how many passes it needs to do, all of that fun stuff. So I'm just stalling until this number comes up so you can see actually how long it takes to figure it out. And it will take 46 minutes for this pass. So you're going to see a couple of time lapses and then I'll explain the next few sections after that. Now that the first pass is done, you'll see that your software starts taking pictures. That right there is the last image the Glowforge took, so it's just going to readjust it, figure out the spacing. And the cool thing about Pro Pass-Through is it actually does align pretty well. So this process here is what takes the longest, actually, except when you do a 45-minute engrave. But when you're doing a normal pass-through cut, it's going to take the longest with the adjusting, taking photos, figuring out how this lines up. But I'll be honest, the software's pretty awesome. Like, it does align it pretty well. So you can see in the top right corner, it still says inspecting. You're going to see it jump in just a second because it does take a while. So this is going to be kind of like the highlights of everything. So now you can see it'll tell me to shift the material forward. So in the process of this being on the screen, I did push my design or my piece of wood forward. So you want to make sure, just like it says, it should be at least 3 inches from the front door. So that means you do need to have a little bit of space of your design still in there, because it uses it to align the next cut. Like, it's using it as registration marks if you're used to stuff like that. So I moved it forward and now you can see that it's aligning. So I'm going to let you sit here and see this for just a second, and then I'll show you what it looks like after we're done with that. So here we go with the last of the aligning. Check it out. So you can see it looks pretty good. You may notice that it looks like the line is a little bit off. Just trust the Glowforge. It works. So we're going to hit continue, and now you're just going to see a couple more time lapses and my final thoughts at the end of this. So enjoy the time lapse. I'll see you in a second. There it is, guys. So what do you think? Now, I'm gonna be totally honest, this is a different kind of wood that I picked up from Lowe's. It feels a lot lighter than the normal birch that I use. It wasn't hard to cut, but I don't like how it feels. It feels very, very light and flimsy. I'm not a huge fan, but it worked for this sign. So this was a really fun project. We were able to design it in Silhouette Studio. This is actually reusing a file that I offered last year. I'll link that in the description. And it's going to be awesome for housewarming gifts, or really to give to realtors to give at their closings. So if you like this video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, I'd love if you subscribe to my channel. And if you want a Glowforge of your own, the holiday season is coming. You can check out this link to save up to $500 on a new machine.